Hey, long time no see, everybody. I'm back with this long overdue 2332, and I am apologizing profusely for not making updates to show you where I've been with it. But right now it's put together, it's on the stand, and it needs to have the fuel system finished, and it also needs the ignition coil and spark box in order for me to be able to test start it. I've got it hooked up on a stand, and there is a starter. I have done all the sheet metal trimming and making things fit on this wider than stock engine. So I'm trying not to wobble the camera too much, but I'm going to probably take it off of the tripod. I'm just going to kind of try to walk you around the back of the engine, front and back. As you can see, it lacks a place or a home for all the wires, the ignition wires. And there is oil filtration. I've got a full flow system down in the lower left there. Right now it's got a 1 3/4 inch exhaust going into 1 5/8 merged CB Performance dual mufflers, and it is on a special Tractor Supply stand, and there is a cut down bell housing. I'm making my way around here. Cut down bell housing in the back of it. Must have came off a 12 volt car, and I have, through much planning and judicious use of bracketry, affixed that to the stand such that there's a strong base for the engine. And this mess of wires, this spaghetti you see here in the background, that is the ignition panel. I'm sorry, not the ignition panel, the control panel that I'm using to try to start this thing. And so I can turn it over and it builds oil pressure. I've got a gauge there. It is not hooked up right now because I had, but it broke. I have and need a dual sender, a dual plug sender to wire that in. But other than that, there is an ignition key. This regulator I'm not using. That was in for the old generator. The alternator, the 75 amp alternator that I've got on there right now, I believe that comes with a built-in voltage regulation. So anyway, just going back around it here, the back of the engine here, you see the doghouse setup. Just a sec. I have a fuel pressure, a fuel regulator, and small gauge. Let's see if I can get the face of the gauge in the picture there. So that is from 0 to 15 psi. I'll be expecting about 3 for these IDAs. And the end of that fuel supply isn't hooked to anything right now. I need to get some 3/8 hard lines and some type of fuel container to put the 93 premium that I plan to run in this engine. But anyway, that is the back of the engine. There's a doghouse set up here. Let's see what else. I got some vented valve covers. I've got a breather that I need to hook up to get that finished. And of course I will have a cooler, multi-plate cooler that runs underneath the car, because I don't expect a high-powered engine like this to necessarily run that cool, especially when I'm getting on the throttle. So making my way to the other side of the engine, you can see there is a IMI high torque starter and a battery on the floor. And it is set up to be started. I will try to do a crank here in a minute. I want to be careful. It's a very cold, windy, blustery day, and I don't want to cause any premature wear on the virgin engine here. So what I do a lot of times when I want to crank it over, before doing so, I will grab my wrench and socket and bar the engine over a few times. And it's, as you can imagine, it's tough to turn over with the amount of compression and the plugs being in it. So I'll go off camera and get that done, build up a little bit of oil pressure, then I'll bring you guys back when I crank it, and then I'll just show you how that works. Okay, so I've got the battery hooked up. Take a look down there. You got the negative and the positive, and got the key. If I've got it in frame here, hopefully you can see the generator light, or the alternator light I should say, and the oil pressure. So I'm going to switch the key. Both are lit up. I don't think the alternator light's going to go out because I haven't fully wired the dummy light on that. But I'm going to crank the engine, and that oil pressure light's going to go out, hopefully, if I've done this right, so that we're building oil pressure, and just let you guys hear it crank over. So here we go. Give it a minute to lose its prime, and that oil pressure light should come back on. There we go. So that's a good sign. We'll switch that off. Maybe go around to the front of it. I'm not sure if I can film and hit the starter button, or the key, I'm sorry. But let you see the engine spin over whilst I am cranking. Just a second here. Here we go. So yeah, there's the proof of concept for the starter system that I've got hooked up. Like I say, it's got the full flow oiling, and currently the you see the arrow there, that's coming from the block, or sorry, the oil pump in the block. It is I've got the ends capped off. The out goes back down to the return on the block, but that out is going to feed my oil cooler. I don't know if I'll put that on the stand. I don't think I need the oil cooler hooked up while it's on the stand. It's just too much. But when it goes in the car, certainly there will be the out of the oil, full flow oiling, will head over to the cooler, which will have a 180-degree thermostat hooked into it. That will allow the fan to come on when the temperatures go past 180 degrees. So anyway, I've thought this out, and I'm the kind of guy that I take a couple of years to build stuff, but it does get built. And I'm waiting for the spark box and that ignition coil, but we should be able to fire this thing up and do a cam break-in for you here sometime soon. You can see this doghouse cooler that I've got seen better days, but I've got these tins adapted to that. I've got several other doghouse coolers, or at least a couple others, that I experimented with. I tried to make them work, and they might, I'm sure I could get them to work, but at the moment, that was the shroud that I settled on. I might at some point change that one to make it look nicer, and use the one that doesn't have the huge dent in the back of it, but I don't think that's going to impact its cooling performance. So anyway, that's an update on this 2332, and I hope you guys, if you finished watching the video, I hope you found this useful. Hit me up with any comments and questions. Don't forget to like, and if you feel like subscribing to the channel, my commitment is to try to make more regular videos and get you guys the information, and just live and enjoy the VW lifestyle. There's the car that the engine is for in the background with a couple of YZ dirt bikes. So we will see you guys soon in the next video, and take care. God bless.